So welcome to the New Knowledge this afternoon. Thank you for being here with us or joining online. Today we have Nicole Hagee, who works for Virginia Highlands Community College. She's our web expert there and helps with a lot of other social media and marketing items. And she's going to be doing social media overview. So thank you again for being here today. Nicole, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you for coming, everyone. And I went ahead and gave, I hope everybody has a stack of a couple handouts. There should be about 3 different ones. One is the presentation that I'll be using today. It's just real short and has mainly some statistics that we'll talk about, and then we'll jump into some of the networks that we're going to look at. Is anybody, just curious, is anybody not on a social media network like Facebook or Twitter? Has everybody got at least logged into one? Okay. And we're going to kind of look at all of these more from a business standpoint. We're going to talk a little bit about them from a personal, we'll have to look at them from our personal accounts, because a lot of them you have to log in and create a personal account before you can start your business accounts. And as Melinda said, my name is Nicole Hagee, and on the first slide I've got my email address under the college, so if you have any questions after today, feel free to email me and I'll be glad to answer any of your questions or help get your questions answered. So the first network we're going to look at is our Facebook, and these are just some statistics that I got from a website called HubSpot that's got a lot of really good research on statistics, a lot of guides and how-tos on social media. It's really one of the first places I go to when I need help or need to get some calendars or different useful tools. And this kind of gives you an idea of how large these networks are. Facebook, according to HubSpot, and a lot of their research came from the Pew Research Center, and 79% of all online adults are on Facebook. So anybody that's online, about 79% of those do have an account on Facebook. Facebook, as of 2016, had 1.13 billion daily users. And the highest rated usage on Facebook is 65 and up. So, started out a few years ago, Facebook started as a tool that you had to have an EDU account to use. You had to be in a school to be able to log into Facebook. And then they've opened it up over the years, and now their largest audience is the 65 and up. So it kind of shows you how these networks change. And we'll look at the audience for each of the networks we'll talk about today. And then just a little bit about what you can post. Status update is what you post on Facebook. Your character limit, and we'll talk about that today with all of our networks. Our character limit is over 63,000 characters. So you can write a really, really long status update. And most of the time, nobody's going to sit there and read that on Facebook. So you're better off, and a lot of studies show that users are more interested in just gathering ideas and finding links to websites that have longer information. So if you've got something 63,000 characters long, that's going to be more user-friendly if you post it on a website or a blog and then link to it from Facebook. And then here another just statistic that they show that 80 characters or less has more engagement on Facebook, 66% higher engagement on Facebook. So that just means if you post your title to that long blog, you'll have more clicks, 66% higher engagement there. And then, of course, all of the networks are going to pretty much tell you that you're better off posting images or posting your status updates or your tweet updates with images. So for Facebook, our statistic 2.3 times more engagement with an image. And your engagement is just somebody that's going to like it or share it or click on it. And then, and again, I mentioned that Facebook is used more to promote external content, so linking to that long blog.
Nicole, do you know how videos compare with images in terms of?
I don't have the statistic right off, but it's pretty much the same with images. Yeah. Videos are getting more and more popular. I personally, though, I would rather read a news article than watch a video, sit there and watch, depending on what the content is.
Right.
But I think most of the statistics say that videos are higher engagement rate there. And then something we'll talk about on Twitter, and I started a screen on hashtags on Twitter, and I thought I should go ahead and mention it on Facebook. A hashtag is when you put the pound symbol before a word, and that word is pretty much going to be turned into a keyword. So this was just a hashtag Abingdon that I searched for, and a screenshot of what it looked like on Facebook. On Twitter, you can search for your keywords. You can on Facebook as well. But if you want to bookmark them, you can always search for Facebook or go to facebook.com/hashtag and then / whatever keywords you're looking for. So there's a URL that that you can associate with that keyword. So if you don't want to tell people just to search for Abingdon, you can actually put in a URL and have it clickable and go to that keyword. Okay, and so that's all the slides there that I have on Facebook. So I'm going to minimize this and go ahead and launch Facebook. And so with Facebook, when you're starting off a business page, you have to have a personal account associated with it. So if all of you have a personal Facebook page, then all you have to do now is go in and look for creating a business page for your company. For me, this is my personal Facebook page, and then you can see on the left-hand side, I've got several pages that I run for the college. We've got Richard Lee, Workforce Development, Virginia Highlands Community College, the coffee shop, and the greenhouse. There's also veterans, the Veterans Club, and there may be a couple of other pages there. So you're not limited to just one business page if you have a need to have more than one. So now I'm going to click on my business page for the college. Slow to load. And one thing with Facebook, when you do have the chat, so that's popped up. I'm going to go ahead and turn off that chat there. Get it to close now. Come on. Sorry, this little screen. All right, so now I'm now showing you the college's business page, and I keep clicking on that header image, I'm sorry. So with a business page, you're going to have the ability to write status updates just like you do with your personal page. And if I scroll on down here, you'll see the last post that we had was on May 10th. Promoting an event that we've got. With your business page, you've also got the ability to post a lot of other options here. We've got share a photo, advertise your business. It depends on if you're trying to get phone calls, get messages, help people find their business, create an event, create an offer, and publish a job post. And these are changing pretty much a few times a year. You may see different options here, where they're adding new kind of call to actions that you're maybe trying to use with your business. With the college, a lot of times we use a create an event, and I click on the create an event. It's going to be similar to like the Facebook page. I can give it a photo at the top and give it a customized photo for the event. I can give it its name, its location, when it occurs, and the categories. goodness. I'm sorry, my computer just decided to reboot. But with the Facebook events, you can create an event page. Like we've got the Richard Lee Festival getting ready to come up. So we've got, and we had a talent show a couple weeks ago. We created an event page off of our Facebook page to promote the talent show. And I could assign particular people that follow our page as the manager of that event. So they may not manage my Facebook page, but they're coordinating the event. So the event coordinator, he was able to manage it and post up status updates and invite his friends. So I may only have 300 friends on my Facebook page, and only, if I share that event, only send out 300, but by inviting the coordinator, he may have 1,000 more friends than me, and so he can share with his. And of course, anybody, you don't have to be the coordinator of the event to share that event. You can share it anyways. And with the college, I've had hit or miss success with events. You know, we've created some event pages and only had 2 or 3 people attend on it and like it, versus me just posting the event as a status update and had more engagement on just the status updates. So, so it's something you want to play with as a business to see how your followers interact with the event page. You may have better luck just with status updates.
Does the college ever pay to do your?
No, it's something we're looking into. The advertising that you can do on all the networks is pretty neat because you can actually go through and almost create the entire ad and see how many people you're going to be targeting. So if it's something you want to look into, you can pretty much take every step but paying for that ad and see how many, if there's going to be 20,000 people nearby or 60,000 people that would see it. And as soon as I can get Facebook back up, we can look at that kind of walk through the motions of creating a quick ad. There's also kind of little quick boosts that you can do to promote an ad or a status update, and that's something else the college hasn't done. I've heard different people that have had great success with them.
And the businesses that I work with in town, some of them just swear by it, and others haven't seen any response at all. And I don't know if they don't know what they're doing or.
Yeah, and it really probably has to do with what they're pushing out there and how they're what kind of status update it is. And it really sorry, I'm not tilting on that. The content that you're sharing, I think, has a lot to do with it. If it's going to catch somebody's eye, and so it may be something that they're not. The status updates that they're creating may not be. Okay, I'm still on in. Does anybody run ads on Facebook now? Have you had much success with it, or?
Reasonable. We'll do it for something like a major event at the library, like for a Tasket fundraiser. Do that and figure out who it's going to reach and all the things that you mentioned.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. Maybe for even a big event, whether it's a fundraiser or not, do that. Not a lot. It just depends.
Yeah. And that's how I think the college is probably. It's definitely something we're looking into. It probably will be certain particular events, possibly certain classes larger classes that we're trying to promote.
I think you sort of have to look at your return on investment. Like, are you really getting an art? I don't actually manage the social media. For some people, does. It could be per se, but she really looks into, okay, was this really worth us doing? Did it really increase anything? That sort of thing.
Yeah, and really, like, are there people actually coming to the event off of it? You may be
That's what
getting
we-
thousands of clicks,
Right.
but are they actually coming and walking into your doors?
And we do surveys at the end of everything to find out, and it's great when they say they saw it on Facebook.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's still, the newspaper and other things too, so.
Yeah, and a lot of the traditional media is still a very valid source of marketing that you know, with Facebook, it's hard to get your statuses on everybody's screen, you know, exactly what you want. And when you're talking about, we'll look at the analytics on our Facebook page, there's, you know, I'll get calls at 8 in the morning, people ask me to post things where our target audience, or the majority of our audience, is really online from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. And so you've got to really look at the different statistics that you've got out there. And, you know, if they're not online right when you hit that out there, are they going to go back and look at your page and find those status updates? Is it something that they're going to want to go back and look at? And so just for just a real overview for those of you that are not familiar with the Facebook page, just scrolling down, we've got our status updates there. And then you can also create kind of like a website. You've got, they call them different tabs that you can create over on the side. So we've got our Twitter page. I've got a Twitter tab on here in case somebody doesn't follow us on Twitter. They could still read our timeline there. Our Flickr, where we post pictures online, or some of our pictures. We've got a Flickr tab to share those photos there. Right above your tabs is your username, and with Facebook, you've got the ability to change your username. When you first create your Facebook page, you make it a really ugly, long URL. So you want to go into your settings and make sure you get your username that you want. And you had, at one point, you only had the ability to change it, I believe, one time. And they may have changed that now over the years, but you want to be careful once you choose there. We couldn't choose VHCC because there's a bunch of other VHCCs out there. And this is one of the first networks that we created, so just did Virginia Highlands there. And then with your pages, your users have the ability to just like your page or follow your page. So we've got different numbers showing. Let's see if I can get back to my home page here. So for the statistics on our colleges page, we've got almost 2,000 likes on our page and about 1,800 likes and about 1,800 followers. So the followers are just getting our feeds or our posts.
The followers are they more likely to than just the ones that like it?
It'll show up in their feeds more often. Like as a news feed, you're
Right.
getting those, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. All right. When I clicked on that, it's taken me into my the analytics of the page, and this is something as you start posting things, you want to kind of look at your analytics and kind of look at that return on how much time you're investing on your social media and your ads, how much you're investing in Facebook. You can see and just some of the numbers and what you can, what kind of analytics you can see actions on the page. We don't have any, the reach, number of our followers, our engagement, and those are engagements going to be the people that are sharing and liking. Page views is the people that just pull up the page and look at it. How many likes overall on our page and our video. And we really haven't posted much video on the page.
Is that ongoing, or is that just, like a snapshot of like today, or?
That is for the last 7 days, and
Last 7 days, okay.
you can go back to last 28, last 7, yesterday, and today are your different options there. And you can, there's also an option to export it, so if you want to keep track of it in the long run. If we switch that to do it for the last 30 days, numbers will be a little bit different. So the last 30 days, we've just had 20 new likes, almost 4,400 engagements, and so it'll show you kind of how much, the percentage that you're up for the last 28 days and the actual numbers. So looking at it across a year, it'll give you a good idea of what you're doing from month to month. And then if you scroll on down below that, you'll have a little bit more analytics here. It's showing me the top 5 posts. And you can kind of see the comparison of, let's see, I've got 3 here that have got pictures posted with their posts. And you can see that they're a lot higher, like 1.1 thousand for each compared to 200 on just a text. And then my engagement is much higher for the ones with pictures compared to just text posts there. And you can also look at the different times of days that these were posted. Actually, it's kind of opposite of what I said, because this one was posted before 8 in the morning, and it has the highest analytics there. And then some different things depending on your page that you can set up, and this is just where I've managed it and just kind of set it up myself, are pages that you want to watch. So maybe your competitors, or you know, these aren't necessarily our competitors, but different pages that I wanted to watch. So it's showing me Northeast, Mountain Empire, Whitful, and South of the Higher Education Center, the total page likes that they have, and the different kind of overall analytics for those pages there. So it's just to give you an idea of what those companies are doing. And then it also has me listed there with them.
Where is all this found?
Okay, from my home page, scrolling on the right-hand side, when it kind of gives you an overview of your followers, and these are links that'll take you into your analytics there.
Okay.
And then also at the top there, what it is taking you into your Insights tab here. All right. And then over on the left-hand side, this is again just the overview. And your analytics, you can drill down and look at even more. We talked about promotions and our ads. And again, this is something that we at the college we haven't really started doing off of here, but we can go in and look at promotions, and this is where you would set up to boost a post. And boosting a post is just about taking one of your updates, and you can boost it, which just means you're going to pay a little bit more money to boost it and try to get it out there to more of your audience. And when you click on Boost Post, it's going to pretty much walk you through who you want to target and how much you want to spend, and your daily budget, how much you want to spend. And there's a lot more to it to kind of calculate how much you're spending daily if you're really going to get a good return on those advertisements. But you can see here just a real quick overview. You can see on your audience if this is going to, who you're going to target, if you're targeting people that like your page or friends that like your page. You can also run it instantaneously on Instagram, and your daily budget, how much you want to spend. And then it's going to tell you how many people you're going to be reaching out, and then how many days you want to run that ad. And then if you do the math, you want to pay particular interest to the estimated number of people you're going to be reaching out of how many, because it really is going to be important on your budget and whether or not it's going to be worth investing that money. You know, you might be targeting 10 people over the course of 7 days. Well, chances are those 10 people aren't really going to see that ad. So you really may need to spend more than $3 to get to this 3 million people. And that is just a quick overview of the boost there. And with Facebook and the advertisements, we could spend probably all afternoon kind of talking about how we could do the ads and work on Facebook, but and you can also do, that's boosting a particular post that you've already got out there. You can also run ads that are not on Facebook yet, and it's not a status update, so you'd actually be running an ad and click on my news feed or home feed here. So you can see full. Here you can see that this Full Sail University is an actual ad. You can see where it says it's sponsored. So they're actually paying some sort of money to have that posted there. Does anybody have any questions on how to create your Facebook page or your business page from scratch? And really, Facebook, if you don't have one yet, Facebook will really walk you through. It'll tell you how much of your page has been, how much till it's completed. It'll really push you to update certain areas of your page that wants you, like your description and your photos and your profile pictures. All right. Now I'm gonna leave that up. We'll come back to Facebook. I'm gonna pull up Twitter. So with Twitter, Twitter is a little bit different. With Facebook, you've got a 140 character limit, and this note says it doesn't include your images, videos, and polls and tweets, but they're making changes with Twitter all the time, and they're counting less and less of those characters. So links to different URLs and links to your images aren't going to count against your 140 characters. This HubSpot again shows different statistics that suggests 120 to 130 characters are the highest click-through rate. It's not far off from the 140. 23% of adult internet users use Twitter, just similar to what we looked at with Facebook. And then we've got the different statistics with the age. 30% of online adults under 50, with 11% are over 50, where when we looked at Facebook, it was a lot higher with 65 and up. And then with Twitter, we've got 313 million monthly users, with Facebook with billions, so a whole lot more. And then with Twitter, with hashtags with Twitter, works the same way. You do your hashtag symbol and then your keyword. And then just some different statistics. You want to be careful with them. With tweets with hashtags receive 2 times more engagement than tweets without, but then if you get over 1 or 2 more hashtags with it, then it goes down. So you've got tweets that you use more than 2 hashtags actually have 17% drop in engagement. So you don't want to have 6 or 7 hashtags with your tweet, with your messages. Where when I look at Instagram, Instagram's a little bit different. You'll have a whole lot more hashtags with your engagement there. So with Twitter, just looking at think of Twitter, and we've got our home symbol on Twitter is going to take us kind of like on Facebook to our news feed. So it's just kind of showing me all the followers that, we've got over 800 followers, or we're following over 800 people, so their status updates or tweets are coming in here on my home screen here. And then with our tweets, if we want to see what the college has sent out, I can click on my tweets link, and it's actually showing me what we've sent out as a college. With Twitter, you've got the ability to kind of reply to your tweets. You can retweet it or forward the tweet out, like your tweet, and then look at your analytics for this particular tweet. So if I click on the three bars here, and this is going to show me the engagement for this particular tweet. If I wanted to see how this one is doing. And that, okay, need to zoom out on this a little bit. So with your Twitter posts, these are going to be more shorter, even though our statistics show that the shorter Facebook posts are higher engagement. You've got the ability to mention your users or use your hashtags. So in the next tweet down, we've got where Southwest Virginia Photography tweeted out that our graduation photos were out, and then we retweeted it, thanking them and mentioned them again. So by posting that mention, we're making sure that they're getting notified and their followers are getting notified that they were mentioned here, or that they're in there. And we've also got our hashtags. Let me show you an example of same thing with our Wolves on Wheels. They may not have a Twitter account out there, so we went ahead and the hashtag and kind of put a keyword there, Wolves on Wheels, so that this is turned into pretty much a keyword, and we can click on it, and Twitter will search for any posts that mention Wolves on Wheels on it. So you just turn it into a keyword search there. And then from Facebook, I showed you where we could have multiple pages listed. With Twitter, you can't, or we can have multiple accounts. From the desktop, you pretty much have to log in and out of your accounts, but from your phone, you should have the ability to just switch between your accounts real easily. So if you have a personal Twitter account and a business, to create a business Twitter account, you don't have to have a personal account like you did with Facebook. The set of handouts that gave you, they've got a note that says the best time to post on Twitter is or best time for retweets is 1 p.m. and between 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. are highest quick engagement there. So with our analytics, you can click on our icon at the top and click on analytics. And kind of show you how the college's analytics compare to what this handout suggests. And these handouts kind of give you an example of creating your header photos, your profile photos, because they're all different. For Twitter and Facebook, LinkedIn, they're all going to have different sizes. Some of them you can try to use the same image for all of them, but some of them you're going to have to kind of resize them. So by going to my Twitter account, clicking on my icon and going down to analytics, and Twitter's got a whole site here for our analytics, and we can search, or we can scroll down and see a 28-day summary, and it'll show you by month how the college is done. Let me go back up to the top. So for the last 28 days, you can see we've got an increase in the number of tweets we sent out, our impressions, and our total profile visits, so people that are just going to twitter.com/VHUC, and the number of times we've been mentioned. So those are other people that are mentioning the college. And if I scroll on down, we've got the top tweet for the last 28 days is the Richard Lee tweet here, and we can see that the usage here, it was retweeted 8 times and liked 5 times. And then we've also got the top mentions. So the top mention would be this one of our followers or somebody out there mentioned us. So this person mentioned us at graduation, and so they retweeted it and have 8 likes there. You can see, and there's links to actually go and view the actual tweets on their accounts. And if we scroll down, we've had no new followers in May yet. Our top media is going to be your top video or image tweet that was sent out, and so that was our Wheels on Wheel, and that's just the image there. And as you scroll down, you're just going to see each month broken down, the same statistics there each month. And you can go up to the top, and if we click on tweets, that's just our tweet activity. But when we click on tweets at the very top, this is going to give you a breakdown of every tweet that you've sent out over the 28 days. And it's going to show you line by line the number of impressions, so the number of times that tweet was seen, the engagement, the number of times that the user actually clicked on it, liked it, and then the times that it was retweeted or replied, the percentage there. So you got impressions, engagement, and then the rate there. And so this is just good to kind of go through it each month and see what is interacting well. And this is something that the college that we're kind of, we're really trying to push our Twitter activity. Out of all of our networks, we're trying to share more on Twitter out of all of them. If you scroll over on the right-hand side, it's going to give you another breakdown just of from month to month of our engagement, and it's just more statistics there for you to look at. The number of likes over the past 28 days, and replies there.
Nicole, I got a question.
Sure.
If you say you set up your Twitter or your Instagram post to Twitter and to Facebook,
Yes.
do you get this, does your analytics distinguish between a copied post versus one that was originated just on Facebook?
Not Twitter here wouldn't. If you use something like Hootsuite or one of the different softwares that are out there or websites that's out there, it may be able to tell you distinguish if it's being like auto tweeted from Facebook, but from your Twitter analytics page here, it's not going to distinguish where it was coming from. And you can see on Facebook, it'll show you a little link where it was sent from.
Right.
If it was sent from Hootsuite or from the actual program. There's some studies that say that they get better results from actually posting from the actual network rather than using copies or using even like Hootsuite and things like that. And it's something that I haven't really sat to really compare the whether or not we've gotten better results from it. There's James asked me if you send something, you have the ability on Instagram to send something and turn on sending it to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter all at once. And so there's really not a way in the Twitter analytics to distinguish where it's coming from there. And there's also tools like Hootsuite, TweetDeck. There's a dozen of them out there that you can use that kind of are like a management system that will allow you to control whether or not you want to send something out to all 5 networks at once, and whether or not you want to send it to maybe just to Twitter and Facebook. Or for me, I've got 7 different Facebook accounts that I post to, and then 3 or 4 different Twitter accounts to post to. So if I only want to post to pick and choose which ones of those I use. So it's really helped me from at the college kind of manage what I'm sending it out. And you can control, if you're sending it out all out as yourself too. You're not sending it just, if I post something as Virginia Highlands onto the workforce page, I'm actually sending it as workforce and not as Virginia Highlands onto all those, if that makes sense. As you can control, if I make a post on here, I don't want it to be posted as Nicole Hagee, I want it to be posted as Virginia Highlands. But if I go to like the greenhouse page, I may want it to be posted as the greenhouse. In some instances, you may want it to be posted as the college. So the using Hootsuite really helps me a lot, but if you're using it just for as a business and you're only going to use like 1 or 2 accounts, you may not need something like Hootsuite. And Hootsuite is Hootsuite's what I use at the college. You've got a free version of it, so if you only have, I believe, like 5 or less networks that you're going to be posting to, you can use Hootsuite for free. TweetDeck is free, but with Hootsuite, where I've got over 5 accounts, we pay for the pro version, and that allows me to link, or allows me to post status updates to all those different Facebook accounts, LinkedIn, Instagram, all Pinterest, all the different accounts that we have. And that Hootsuite is HOOTSUITE. And Hootsuite's also really good. They've got, Jane and I both have worked through there's certifications that they have. They've got some free education on Hootsuite's website. They've also got a paid version, but they've got a Hootsuite University. So it's really good if you want to learn how to manage just like one of the networks or all of them, or learn how to manage just this software. It's got a really good help, a lot of guides and white papers. But you can see you've got a free trial that you can use. You can compare plans here. It looks like it's hard to see on the screen where it's kind of zoomed in too much. And they used to have a free plan. It looks like they definitely have a free 30-day trial, but definitely look into it if you're looking for a tool like that, because they used to have a free version if you had 5 or less networks. It looks like the pro version is 10, up to 10. And then when you log into it, it looks pretty much just like with your social networks. You've got a place to post your status updates, and then a drop down with all your different accounts. So I've got like a dozen different accounts listed, and then you just make sure they're named accurately so you know which ones to check off. And you can star the ones that you want to send to by default. It also has a link shortener. So for Twitter, you want to keep your posts under 140 characters. So you used to want to make sure your URLs were shortened. It also looks a lot neater to have a shorter URL. And you can also, with shortening those URLs in these packages, you can also create analytics off just those links too. So it'll track how many people are actually clicking on that link. And then you can also schedule your posts. That's another really, really nice feature of it, is you can post, if you know you're going to be on vacation next week and you need to send out a dozen different Facebook or tweets, you can auto schedule those, and it'll give you a calendar view and show you what has been scheduled to go out. You can always go back in and edit those too. If you schedule it ahead of time, you need to go back in and make changes there. Let's see. So And with Facebook and Twitter, the other ones that we kind of mentioned were LinkedIn and Google Plus. I think those were the ones that were mentioned in the description. Those are a little bit different. LinkedIn, let's see if I can pull these up. LinkedIn is surprisingly one of the networks that we have the most followers in. That was the one I didn't. And LinkedIn is going to be for as a personal account. It's something you want to use to promote yourself and build your online resume, kind of, and really network with colleagues. A lot of business colleagues that you currently work with, or just in passing. I've got friends that have just bukus of connections. I have small little connections, but darn it. One more. Aha, gotcha. All right.
Do you have like a business, are there business accounts on LinkedIn?
Yeah, there's, you can have a company page, and as a college, we did have an education page. They've merged them now. It was kind of hard because you had an education page that you had to run and a company page you had to run separately. But they've merged those, so now I think they just call them company pages. And it's pretty much just like Facebook. You post your status updates, and let me see if I can show you. I'll show you. So for the college company page, what's really neat was that we can actually drill down and see our alumni. So this wouldn't be the case with most businesses, but we've got over 2,200 alumni on LinkedIn connected to us. And then we can also have a notable alumni. So we've got Richard Lee as our notable alumni. And now I know you're not all with colleges, but with different businesses, you might have different things that you can pull out and highlight like this. And with Richard, the way we were allowed to do that was he had to mark us as his former school, and then we were able to kind of reach out to him. There was something built in already to LinkedIn. But with your LinkedIn page as a college, we've got these different tabs at the top. Notables, our students and alumni. Got to log in to look at that. And then recommendations. And we don't have any recommendations yet on LinkedIn. Let's see if I can find another look at Northeast. Northeast doesn't. But with these pages, what they do, they your general information, you can create your page and add information in, but it also for us automatically pulled all these different statistics for us, and so it automatically recognized us and pulls these stats for us. And some of them we had to go in and kind of edit. We're slightly off. And then down below, we don't have anything that we've posted, but just like with Facebook and Twitter, you've got the ability to post status updates with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is going to be a little bit different than Facebook and Twitter. You may not want to post that we're having, that we've got the food truck outside on Friday or something. You may want to post resume workshops, or post, the library may post something different than they would on their Twitter account. And your users on LinkedIn are going to look at the page a lot less. The statistics kind of surprising on, let's see here, I'm not on my page here. LinkedIn, you've got 450 million. LinkedIn has 450 million members, but only 25% are actively visited each month. So you've got a lot less engagement on LinkedIn. And just to compare with some of the statistics that we have with Facebook and Twitter, there's 25% of adult internet users are on LinkedIn, so these numbers are kind of dropping there. And this came from HubSpot, this came from Pew Research, and the numbers didn't quite add up. And it's probably the timing that these numbers were taken, but this was, in the past 2 years, content consumption has increased at 21%, and so it's growing. And then some of these are kind of obvious because most of these are going to be adults on LinkedIn because it is more career oriented and less high school users there. So again, with that said, with that 45 million members, only 25 actively present, you don't want to invest hours in posting daily updates to LinkedIn when you know your users aren't going to get those. They're not going to be sitting there watching them like they might be on Twitter and Facebook. And you can, with all of these networks, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, all of them have the ability to set up notifications so your users can get notified on their phones when you make these posts. And like with the college, we've had, I have some users that are, very, very active on LinkedIn. They like everything we do on LinkedIn. And one person in our office that I work with, she posts more actively on LinkedIn about her day-to-days than she does on Twitter and Facebook, but it's always career related to her job usually. So, and then from a personal standpoint, I got locked out of my account trying to get logged in, but you can do the same as a person on your LinkedIn too. You do status updates just like you can with Facebook, and you can post, when you get a new degree or get a certificate. You can break down your resume pretty much and put it all on there. And then a nice thing with LinkedIn, if you're looking for a new career or job, you can have Job Digest sent to you where it'll search the region for jobs and match it to your resume or to your interests. So LinkedIn has got a lot to do with your career, your where you're at in your career, and then also finding new jobs. And then as a business, you can have your business page. I think that was our university page that we were looking at. Yeah, they're the same now. About a year ago, they would have been different, our company and our education page there. And then our Google Plus, and I don't have a cheat sheet kind of on Google Plus. I did it on Instagram instead of Google Plus, but let me go ahead and show you Google. Well, actually, the nice thing about Google Plus that I like, and it's one of the networks that a lot of people have said is dying out, that's not as big. With Google Plus, if you have your account set up and do your post, and when your users search for you in Google, over on the right-hand side, we're not paying for any of this over on the right-hand side. This is just pulling from our Google Plus page or the wiki page. And so if we had recently made posts like about the we had a skateboard event yesterday, or about our talent show, those posts would show up over here on the right-hand side. So it wouldn't be like an advertisement over on the left-hand side, it would just naturally pull over onto the right-hand side. And then we've also got our reviews, our Google reviews. Those are set up. Those are linked to our Google Plus page. And pull up the Google Plus page. And your Google Plus post will also show up in Google search. And so you can see here that your Google status posts look just like Facebook. And see, we only got 53 followers on here, but if you look at the statistics on the number of people that have actually seen this page, it's in the hundreds of thousands. And then you can also have a collection, which is kind of neat with Google Plus about a workforce development continuing education collection. So any posts that go out that are about workforce development, it kind of creates its own Google Plus page that's just going to have a feed for workforce. And so those are things that I just kind of, you have to create this collection, and then you just tag stuff as that it needs to go into this collection as you post it. So it just kind of is another way to create a presence for workforce development and continuing education without having to go through a lot of work to create it. And you can see it's the workforce development and continuing education has more followers than the actual college's Google page had. We just have 55 on here. So I recommend with the Google Plus, even if you're not going to actively post to Google Plus, to go ahead and create a presence out there, so you'll be higher into your Google rankings. It'll show up on the right hand side more. A few years ago, you had to have a Google Plus account in order to sign up for YouTube. You don't anymore. Some people, there's a lot of networking on Google Plus. You'll find a lot of people that post a lot of blogs and things post onto Google Plus, and I think the people that like Google Plus, there's a lot of diehard fans out there that still use it, but it's not like a day-to-day post like Twitter and Facebook. It's more like blog posting there. And then so I've got a cheat sheet for you on Instagram. You also have business pages on Instagram. And each one of these cheat sheets kind of gives you best time to post and best day to post. But again, I recommend you look at as you get posting on your accounts, look at your analytics, and they'll show you the best time for your audience and when your audience is more online. And Instagram looks a little different on the computer. You can't really post or do anything from the computer with Instagram. You have to use a device. But you can look at the pages. So this is just the college's Instagram followers. And this is the college's Instagram account. And we don't have, again, a lot of followers on here. We've been pushing more Twitter and Facebook. But we've got our hashtags at the top, kind of that we've used. And you can see here on this post that I did this morning, where we've got 17 likes, where on Twitter we've got the same post and we only had like 1 or 2 likes on there. So with a lot fewer followers on Instagram, we've got 16, 17 more likes on here. But with Instagram, you can tag people. So the club that ran the event, the skateboarding event, they've got their own Instagram account. So we tagged them in it, so we make sure that they were aware that we posted the picture, and then their followers would be more likely to see it that way. So you can tag people, you can tag your location of the Instagram. If we were actually at the skate park when we posted this, we actually put in that we were there, and it would show up on that that locations page if they had a page. And it works just similar to Facebook. You've got followers and hashtags, and then you've got your search, so you can search for users or hashtags there. And then on your cheat sheet again, you've got your different sizes for your photos. You used to, with Instagram, only be able to post square photos, and now you've got the option to do landscape posts. So it's a little different. So I recommend exploring each of these. You may want to create one to capture your username. That's what I did when I first started using social media. I was afraid everybody would get VHCC before we did, so I wanted to go out and get our networks. Of course, they were already gotten when I went out. There's a country club that's already got VHCC, or so the different networks that we have, we've got different usernames on there. So that's what you want to be sure to kind of adopt a hashtag system, maybe with your followers, so they'll know across all your different networks where you're at. Because our Instagram is myVHCC, our Facebook is Virginia Highlands, Twitter is VHCC, and then Google Plus is Virginia Highlands Community College. So we don't really have consistent names across all of them, but at this point we can't go back and get them. So. Does anybody have any questions on any of those? Has anybody had anybody using any of that with a lot of success that with your business, or just getting started with all of them? I always really quickly going through all of these, and each one of these you could do a whole day, if not longer, on each one of these. And it's just kind of to show you an overview of what each one looks like and kind of the business tools that you have for each one. And with Instagram, I didn't mention that, you do have the option to create a business Instagram account versus a personal, and you can do more advertising and more on your business account than you do with your personal account. No questions? That's it for today.
So join us on May 24th for Creative Collaboration and Communication in the Workplace, presented by the Barter Theater. Thank you all for joining us again today.
Can you
We'll see you
repeat
next
that
time.
again? That was about.
I'll give you a handout.
Okay.
Thank you.